Fuck you, fuck your jimmies. Next topic comes from myself. What I want to talk about today is...
What would you do for a Nobel Prize?
Sort of, it's a combination of a couple of things, sort of like your thoughts on Batman v Superman. Because
it blows.
We did the... You were supposed to be on the review, but then you had kidney stones and whatever. So we did the review, and so no one who watches our shit knows what you really think. So I wanted to sort of talk about, since it's been a couple of days, sort of our later reactions to Batman v Superman, and also Zack Snyder. The main topic is Zack Snyder and him as a director.
Right.
Because I think that was the main problem of this movie. But first, what were your gripes mainly with Batman v Superman?
I hated this movie so much because the entire thing felt dull. It felt overindulgent. It felt like Zack Snyder has never read a comic book. It feels like he hates comic book characters. Which is weird because he keeps directing comic book movies.
That's all he's directed.
No, he's done the Dawn of the Dead remake and Sucker Punch.
All comic book movies.
Sucker Punch a comic book movie?
Yeah, Sucker Punch was a comic.
Was it?
Yeah.
Huh.
I think, no, that's right. I think it was. And if it wasn't, then I think it got turned into a comic book.
So,
keep on.
Zack Snyder hates comic books.
Yeah, like I said in the review, it's like I shouldn't feel like the director didn't give a shit.
Yeah.
Which I felt in this movie.
The part where I was officially like, yeah, okay, this movie, I have no hopes for this. I hate this.
I guess Sucker Punch wasn't a comic.
Oh,
sorry.
It got turned into one at some point.
The exact moment where I was like, I can't watch this. I don't want to watch this.
Yeah, what was the turning point where you're just like, fuck this movie?
The first time where Batman straight up kills people.
Oh yeah, that was definitely a problem. And apparently he's been interviewed saying like why, like it's just like he just happens to kill people. No, he doesn't just happen to kill people. That's this whole like
he uses a gun.
Yeah.
How much do you not understand Batman?
Yeah.
If you put Batman with a gun, you do not understand Batman. You should not direct Batman. Stay away from Batman.
And people, okay, so I want to address sort of this argument because it's a good one of people were upset when Superman killed Zod. Because Superman's all about...
Which I'm upset about.
Well, I watched Man of Steel again, and that movie is awful. That movie is fucking awful. But the situation with Zod at hand, I was like, I can understand why he felt like he needed to kill him at that moment. But also, why did he just fly him up into space? Why did he feel like, oh no, I can do nothing about turning your head. Oh wait, I can fucking fly.
If I can fly, I can fly Doomsday up to space, but I can't fly another version of me, just Scottish.
Yeah. I can't fly one of the things that help make Doomsday up in space.
Was there anything that you liked about the movie?
There were probably a few things.
Cyborg
was cool. I thought that scene was stupid because it was so
weird. The way they interjected all of the characters into the movie was really dumb, like we said in our review.
Yeah,
but like Cyborg scene,
Cyborg was awesome, and I was like
horror-ish.
It reminded me of the one thing I liked about the Fantastic Four movie, like the whole like
how they
body horror.
Yeah, sort of like how they start getting their powers.
Yeah. Like that was the one thing I liked about Fantastic Four. So I like that about Cyborg.
Yeah, it reminded me a lot of like Chronicle almost in a way. Of
and
like
then
getting superpowers, and it's really fucked up and weird.
And then on top of that, the little kid of me watching Teen Titans, the original series back in the day, was fucking crying.
It's still so weird to me how Cyborg is like a definitive member of the Justice League now.
Yeah,
I know.
Ever since
instead of Green Lantern.
No, Green Lantern's still there.
Yeah, the Green Lantern.
It's Martian Manhunt.
I'm saying not
but
in
no,
the
there was
new
no
movie.
mention of Green. Like all of the teases that they do, it's like Green Lantern wasn't a tease.
He's not on the poster.
He's not on the poster or anything for Justice League.
And neither is Martian Manhunter. And that's even more wrong.
Yeah.
Wasn't he the Omega symbol during the dream?
No, that symbol is Nabishin. From Irrational Passions messaged me because he watched our review. Because you and I were like, we don't know who that was.
Also, the moment where I gave up on the movie was the first scene where Bruce Wayne starts getting lifted up by bats.
I forgot about that. I forgot that was. Besides that was actually I really liked the like first 5 minutes of it. Of like the whole like going back and seeing Man of Steel in the eyes of Bruce Wayne. I thought that scene was really cool. And also the first scene where the cops are going into the house and like they hear Batman and shit, but then it's ruined by, hey, I'm Batman, I'm in a corner and my dick's out like this.
Watching it again and then Tasia watching it for the first time, once he got lifted up, I just see her slowly turn to me. And I'm like, it's a dream. I don't know. She's just like, it's stupid is what it is.
He said the big God of War like symbol is of dark side.
Gotcha.
That's who that is.
Gotcha.
So, and then the other moment where I was like, what the hell, was when it had the Flash in the time continuum.
The Flash who looks like hella like futuristic Red Hood.
He has like the Ant-Man like
Lois Lane is the key. Wakes up. The hell is that?
It's not even Flash. It's just burning.
Like, why is Lois connected? Sorry, I'm picking my nose because a lot of like old flaky.
Pick my nose all the time.
Yeah,
no shame.
Why is like Lois always the center of these things? Again, like I said in our review,
so annoying.
It's like making Pepper Potts the fucking center of the Avengers.
Well, it's like how for some reason in the Spider-Man movies, they kept bringing Mary Jane into every action scene.
Yeah.
When
then,
Gwen's
like,
the better one.
Like the whole moment at the end of the Batman Superman fight where he's about to like kill him with the spear and Lois comes in and is like, why'd you say that name? And she's like, that's his mother's name. That would have been a really...
I hated that scene.
That would have been a really
So
cool,
stupid.
touching moment between them if she wasn't forced into that scene. That could have been like a... And it wasn't... They could have taken out the whole Martha thing. He could have just said, they're going to kill my mother. That alone would have been enough for Batman to be like... My mother! That would have been enough alone for Batman to be like, wait, what? But then, like, they had the whole, like...
Says it exactly like that.
They had to add the whole like, both of our moms are named Martha, and like, Lois is here, and it's like, what the fuck, man?
He didn't say that they were gonna kill his mother. He just started off with Martha, but it was still really stupid.
Yeah, it was dumb. Anyway, so now I want to ease into Zack Snyder here because I'm in the Kind of Funny Facebook group, and of course, there's been a lot of talk about this because this is the big topic.
Can I say something really quickly?
What?
I love the fact that I was thinking that symbol was the Green Lantern symbol, and I'm looking directly at this.
Yeah, like, it's obviously like a different symbol. Where
It's like
this
not
weird.
an Omega symbol.
So people, this is a big topic, like all over in the nerd sphere, and of course, this is the big like DC versus Marvel fight that's been brought up because of how whatever this movie is, and DC fanboys are getting super defensive about it, and it's like. I can understand why you hate it. I can kind of understand why people might like it. But if you love that movie, I'm very sorry for like your... It's like my mom loves Xanadu, but she hates Memento. Like, I'm very sorry for you.
Excuse me, Xanadu is a masterpiece.
Like, I was gonna say earlier that like I had I heard two interesting point of views on the movie in the past week. Like I was talking to Tasia's dad, who by the way loved Man of Steel for whatever reason, hated this movie.
And that was the weird thing. Like the first time I watched Man of Steel, I was like, whatever. And then the second time I was like, hey, I hated it.
He really liked Superman.
Okay.
So he probably liked it for that point of view. But this movie,
I like Superman and I hated Man of Steel.
Yeah, I hated it too. But he hated this movie.
Yeah.
And I also heard an interesting point of view, not of Batman v Superman, but of Zack Snyder, where someone who I worked the festival with said that Watchmen was his worst movie. And I just turned away. I was just like,
Watchmen is the closest thing he's ever done to like making a good movie.
We were having breakfast at like 4 a.m. after setting up, and he said that, and I just got up and went back to work. I was like, I'm done. I don't want to be at
that's
this
the
table.
closest thing like of him doing like attaching his name to a good movie.
Yeah.
And it's because
source material.
The source material is so good, and they like there are obviously things that they had to cut out or change or whatever. But I think it's one of the better comic book adaptations.
Soundtrack was hella good.
Yeah. The soundtrack for Batman v Superman was awful.
But
I liked the Wonder Woman theme the first time I heard it.
Then they did it like 10 more times. in the span of
Why did
like
it
2
always
minutes.
sound like James Bond was just entering a room?
That's what Ricky said.
Thank you. I was like, why is it spy music?
So anyway, like people were defending Zack Snyder, and then a lot of people were like, oh man, like Zack Snyder, like maybe he's not so good. So I posted this, I don't know on what. I don't know on what Facebook post I wrote this on, but I had some thoughts and I copied them and put them in here. So that I wanted to say this spiel that I had.
Right.
I always feel like I'm in the minority when I say that Zack Snyder is a one-hit wonder. Watchmen was good solely on the fact that it was super close to the source material. It's an anomaly. But his shoddy directing has somehow been overlooked time and time again to the point where he has his own movie universe. Like, how did that even happen? I hate to compare the two, but I'm only comparing the quality of directors this time. But DC has nothing on Marvel directors. Even if you just compare Snyder and Whedon, who is basically sort of like the mastermind of Phase 1.
Phase 2 until he disappeared.
Yeah. DC really needs to step up its game. Before Man of Steel, Snyder directed Dawn of the Dead 300, Watchmen, Legend of the Guardians, Owls of Ga'Hoole, and Sucker Punch.
I love the fact that he directed that movie.
Most of them are mediocre to awful, which was Sucker Punch. How do you let someone like that be in control of your entire universe? Before Avengers, we had control of Buffy, Firefly, Serenity, Dr. Horrible's sing-along blog, etc. The guy proved himself already, while Snyder still has a long way to go. Snyder has great visual ideas, which has also made me think he should be more maybe a visual director or maybe a cinematographer.
Or a porn fluffer.
But not a full director of a movie. He has a lot of trouble pointing his actors in the right direction, which is the literal job of a director. No matter how good or bad a script is, it's still delivered well depending on the quality of directors. Actors sort of, but even a so-so actor can shine bright with a great director. I don't know why. People have always loved him. And with the big reception mostly being split, I feel like there will be a lot of revisionist history on the feelings towards Zack Snyder. Because you know what? 300 came out and y'all fucking loved that movie. I fucking remember that shit. All you loved fucking 300 and Zack Snyder at the time. And then Watchmen, you guys were like, all right, that was really long. And we don't really know Watchmen, but it was still cool. Yeah.
And then Sucker Punch came out and everyone was like, this sucks.
And then Sucker Punch came out and you guys were like, oh, like, it's really weird, but he's still really great. He's still got, like, really great vision. And then this movie came out, and all you fuckers realized he's not that great. Now, here's the thing.
It's like the slow realization of how much M. Night Shyamalan sucks after The Sixth Sense.
Yeah. So, I have a comparison to make. This is with DC and Marvel.
Can I make a quick comparison? How the cover to this book looks like a Breaking Bad spinoff.
It's a lot of like
because he's wearing
RV
green.
cars.
He's wearing a green button up. And he has a bunch of RVs.
Ready Player One.
Shot of
Get that on Amazon.
Shot of Bryan Cranston dying.
So anyway, I have a comparison, sort of an analogy to make with the DC movie universe and the Marvel movie universe. Marvel movie universe is like a crossover between Five Guys and Wendy's. You're like, I love both of those things.
Both of those are really good.
Both of those are really cool. I might not care about all of it. Maybe
like the fries.
Maybe Ant-Man, maybe like the fries from Wendy's aren't your thing. So maybe like Ant-Man isn't your thing. Maybe maybe you don't like the shakes from Five Guys. But you still like
you're a sinner.
Because you're a sinner.
But you like the Frosties from Wendy's, and I think that's what explains very well the Marvel universe. It's like
go there.
It's all really cool. You might not care about some things, but you still have all of the shit that you love. Now the DC movie universe
is like a hobo pissing in your mouth.
Is like In-N-Out and McDonald's teaming up, and you're like, oh, that sounds really, really cool. And there's like a lot of cool things that they could do with that. But then you figure out the team up between In-N-Out and McDonald's is In-N-Out is bringing the fries and McDonald's is only bringing its fish sandwich. And you're like, holy shit, like I love both of these things and they have really cool things about them, but they only brought the shitty things about them to this. And that's the DC movie universe of like, wow, I really like Superman and I really love Batman and there's really cool work that you can do with Superman. There's really cool work you can do with Batman, but all you guys did was bring in the shitty things about those characters to make this
Nolan's the chicken fries.
Whatever movie.
I just imagine Barrett coming up with this analogy. He's sitting at home eating all of these foods and then going, wait, this is like, holy shit.
It's like the scene in Close Encounters with the mashed potatoes.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait, hold on. Eats them all at once. I got it. I know how to make a movie.
So I don't understand how Zack Snyder was able to get it. Like he basically tricked everybody into WB giving him this position of basically
Yeah,
making
he has
his
sex
own
that way. He tricks women. into doing it.
so like
I'm a director,
giving
baby.
his own
You want to be
getting
in
his
300?
getting his own DC comic book movie universe. I
No,
don't
see, they thought he
understand
was
that.
Scott Snyder.
So I think
Oh fuck! What if that actually?
I think there was a lot of interesting ideas in this movie. There were a lot of good moments, but Zack Snyder didn't know how to connect them all. Like there were a lot of good scenes, but then everything in between those scenes is like, what the fuck are you doing?
He's almost like J.J. Abrams in a way of like long-term projects kind of put a toll on his work. In the sense of Zack Snyder, like he can focus on a shot and a scene, but he won't
can't
focus on
a
how
whole movie.
that goes to the next one.
Okay,
Whereas
yeah,
J.J. Abrams
yeah.
can do a movie, but he can't do a series.
He can do the first season of a TV show, and then after that, the TV show goes to shit.
Yeah,
This is about Lost, isn't it?
Yeah. So I'm just.
Here's how I've always seen it. Zack Snyder is a Michael Bay who wants to be a Stanley Kubrick.
Yeah,
Yeah, definitely.
pretty much.
And he can't realize that he does not have the skill to do it. And it makes... He can't be a Stanley Kubrick, but the fact that he wants to be that makes his Michael Bay side worse.
Yeah, that was sort of, we made a similar comparison
Yeah,
on
you
our
did.
way to Batman v Superman. Was like he is the son of Michael Bay, and Christopher Nolan is his really cool uncle that he really wants to be. But Christopher Nolan is his uncle, not his dad. So he's naturally going to be his dad while trying to really hard to be his uncle.
Yeah,
And this is not going to work out. This is not
Yeah.
going to work out in his favor.
Like, Michael Bay has no further goals with his movies.
Yeah, he's just like,
Yeah.
whatever.
I made The Rock. That was cool.
Yeah,
Who wants to see
exactly.
me make The Rock
But
again?
then like Zack
He's
Snyder's
not
like
trying.
Zack
It's just
Snyder is like
naturally
trying really hard to
good.
be like Christopher Nolan. Of like I was watching Man of Steel and I was like live tweeting, and at one point I was like, Christopher Nolan likes to put like actual themes from like Allegory of the Cave into his movie and like interweave them subtly, you know. Zack Snyder likes to have Clark Kent holding a book about Plato in one of his movies, and then he probably patted himself on the fucking back. So
Smart director.
That's
Good director.
the thing. Our friend Andrew from Comics and Joysticks said about Batman v Superman. He was like spectacle with no substance, and I think that actually sums up Zack Snyder very well
Yeah.
in general, not just that movie.
Zack Snyder's the Megadeth to Christopher Nolan's
I
Metallica.
thought there was a lot of cool ideas in this movie that I think they could actually play out well in the future. But the thing is, you need to drop Zack Snyder like a bad fucking hat.
Yeah,
You got to get some better directors into this universe and have them move this story along forward so we can get the bad tastes in our mouth out of our mouths.
they end up hiring Wes Anderson. That's so weird.
Wes Anderson
does Batman.
I'm Batman. I solve crimes.
So
Umbrella.
that's just sort of like my general thoughts. I really don't think
like
Zack
that.
Snyder deserves to be in control of an entire movie universe.
Shouldn't be in control of his own children. Just put them away.
You're really mean. Like I'm trying to be like I'm trying to be critically like I'm being mean a little bit, but like not like trying to be personal about it. Like last time when we were doing a review, you're like fucking
Oh, that Stevie Wonder has
Stevie-
more vision than Zack Snyder.
like, that was awful. Anyway, I don't think Zack Snyder. Just get him out. Just get him out now.
He's bad.
You're only 2 movies in. I know this last movie might have done more damage than it did good, but I feel like if you drop him now, get directors, other directors, better directors into this universe, and now you can make people forget fast of what the first 2 movies did.
Yeah.
You're only 2 movies in. You can fix this.